well as business. E. Lloyd and Diana Ecclestone have been a driving force in Palm Beach County's development and philanthropic community for almost 50 years. Lloyd is the CEO and chairman of National Investment Company, and Diana is the executive vice president. Together, they have not only built an impressive real estate empire, but they have also built a legacy of generosity and philanthropy that will last a long, long time. Lloyd has participated on the boards of many organizations and has donated several $1 million to numerous charitable organizations, including a $500,000 founding gift to the Kravis Center for the Performing Arts. And in 2014, he was honored by the Palm Beach Police Foundation with the Palm Tree Award for outstanding community support. Diana L. Ecclestone is active in various civic and charitable organizations. She has been a longtime supporter of the American Heart Association and has chaired many of their events. She was presented a 10-year Meritorious Service Award in recognition of her dedication and leadership. Please join me in welcoming Lloyd and Diana Ecclestone to the podium.
Good evening. It is indeed a privilege to be here in front of you this evening. And when I was reflecting on this award, I thought of my ancestors and the hardships and the struggles they endured to create opportunities for themselves and for future generations. That led me to think of my own mother, who is with us tonight. She left the life of everything she knew and moved to another state with 3 small children in tow, with the idea that she would be providing us with greater opportunities, which in fact she did. I believe it is her constantly impressing upon me the importance of hard work and instilling in me a great sense of responsibility that I stand before you this evening. It is also, of course, with the love of my sisters and the love and support of my husband of almost 20 years, Lloyd Ecclestone.
Well, I was sitting in the reception hall earlier tonight, and I presume that was the reception hall. I started to think of all the immigrants that come through there. I did not. My father immigrated from Canada through Detroit, as my mother did, and but we don't have a glorious facility like this is to welcome people to United States. So, so it started going through my mind as far as what would I say to the immigrants and that as far as when they either arrived or actually when they became a citizen. But tonight I'm reminded yet again that this is the greatest country in the world. It really is. I've been all over the world, either sailing or otherwise in business. But to have the freedoms that we enjoy religiously, economically, to have diverse people with ideas and thoughts free to pursue and realize their dreams. That's one of the important aspects where we're getting all these wonderful new companies and things that are designed here because it takes a variety of people. And then to all of you, and particularly my children, 4 over here with their spouses, and 9 grandchildren here tonight, never forget what it means to be an American. Be tolerant, be generous in spirit, and philanthropy. But don't take what you have been given for granted. It's a gift. be proud of your heritage, most importantly, be proud to be an American, and spread that idea around the world as you go. Thank you very much.
I just want to congratulate our fellow honorees. Very humbling to be in such esteemed company. And thanks to all of you for recognizing the importance of NECO and what it stands for. Thank you to Nasser and Iman, such great friends. Lloyd and I believe something that may seem very simplistic and sort of maybe corny, but I do believe that it embodies the spirit of this award, and that is better community, better country, better world. May we all go forward together and spread that idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ecclesfield. You know, it's always a special moment for me to return to this island because I trace my roots here as well. And I can tell you something rather unique because my father came to this island back in 1918. And he came into this island, he was already an American. Now that's unusual. You see, he was born on a ship coming here. He had sailed out of Brussels. The USS Krongaard was under American registry. So since it was under American registry, he was already considered an American citizen. So that's remarkable. That's very nice of you. It's my great pleasure now to call on our final group of medalists. I'd like to take a moment to thank the NECO Board of Directors and our fantastic advisory committee. They work with Chairman Casamini each year to ensure that we find the best and the brightest for this Medal of Honor presentation. This year's honorees are truly extraordinary, and I want to remind our medalists to step forward as I call your name. So please, Timothy R. Scully. Reverend Scully, CSC, is Professor of Political Science at the University of Notre Dame, as well as a fellow and trustee. We thank him again for leading our debate Western people. Joseph Potasnik. Rabbi Joseph Potasnik serves as the Executive Vice President of the New York Board of Rabbis. He is also host of the long-running radio show Religion on the Line and is the chaplain for the New York City Fire Department. Scott Green is Chief Executive Officer of Pepper Hamilton LLP and is a significant supporter of education at the University of Idaho. Bill Grucci is a longtime supporter of NECO and the Ellis Island Medals of Honor, and we'll see his artistry in just a second. Jean-Pierre Garnier, accomplishments have been recognized, and all the stands here, recognized by prestigious appointments and awards. He's a member of the Board of Trustees of the Max Planck Florida Institute of Neuroscience. Lauren Pizza is the author of Meant to Be, The Lives and Loves of a Jersey Girl, and the host of So Tell Me, which raises money and awareness for nonprofit organizations. The Honorable Edward Royce. United States Representative Ed Royce is the chairman of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs and is now serving his 11th term representing Southern California. Aaron Sahar grew up in a Israeli orphanage, made his way to New York with less than 100 bucks in his pocket. He's now internationally recognized as a leading luxury fashion designer of men and women's clothing. Frank Pallone Jr. Congressman Frank Pallone Jr. represents Central New Jersey. He is a senior member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee and serves as chairman of the committee's subcommittee on health. And in that role, he played a very important role in the passing of the Affordable Care Act. Joan D. Hornig. Joan D. Hornig is a jewelry designer extraordinaire and philanthropist who donates 100% of the profits from sales to the charitable and purchase choice to her personal foundation. And she personally designed overall pendants and cufflinks than our medals we received last night. Norbert R. Bird. Norbert Bird is important workplace programs such as employee assistance and flex time benefits, which allow parents to balance their work with their family lives. Ivan Obelinsky is a New York City-based financial analyst and corporate officer and a major supporter of the Soldiers, Sailors, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force Club. Robert S. Bennett. Robert S. Bennett is a former federal prosecutor who has handled numerous high-profile cases, including the successful representation of 2 former Secretaries of Defense. Samuel R. Harris. Samuel Harris was only 4 years old when Hitler took his hometown in Poland. Mr. Harris survived over 3 years in concentration camps. At 79, he is the President Emeritus of the Illinois Holocaust Museum and Educational Center that speaks around the world about his childhood experiences. Larry E. Johnsass. Larry E. Johnsass is a legendary entrepreneur, executive, and philanthropist who funded the Johnsass Center for Engineering, Leadership, and Entrepreneurship and the Johnsass Sciences Building at Normandale Community College in Minnesota. Gerald A. Benjamin is the Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer of Henry Schein Incorporated. He is the founder of Henry Schein Cares, which oversees the firm's charitable efforts. Anita Denagwa McBride is executive in residence at American University in Washington, D.C. She previously served as assistant to President George W. Bush and as chief of staff to First Lady Laura Bush. Robert Carl McFarland. Robert Carl Bud McFarland was National Security Advisor to President Ronald Reagan, serving from 1983 to 1985.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker is a man who is not only an impressive athlete, but also has an inspiring story. He has been called a living legend, larger than life, heart of a champion, and that only scratches the surface. Evander Holyfield is known internationally as the only heavyweight boxer to win the world championship 5 times. Born into poverty. Born into poverty in the Deep South, Holyfield defied the odds that were facing a poor young man of color in the 1960s. By the time he was 8 years old, he set his sights on boxing as his path to success, and such success he found. He was a top-rated amateur just out of high school when he was tapped to represent his country at the 1984 Olympics, earning a bronze medal in a highly disputed match. In 1992, he took out Mike Tyson with a TKO, but it was that 1997 rematch that made him a household name. He has donated millions to the church and to other various causes, including his Evander Holyfield Foundation, which helps disadvantaged young people become healthy, successful adults. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 5-time champion Evander Holyfield.
That all that I am today is what my mother taught me. The 3 things my mother taught me: listen, follow, and don't quit. And the fact of telling me that, I was the one that was able to apply. And at the 8 years old, I was told that I could be the heavyweight champion of the world. And I remember my coach told me I could be like Muhammad Ali. And I looked at him, and I told him I was 8 years old. And he told me I would always be 8. And I believed him because next week I was going to be 9. So he asked me, what did I think? I told him I had to ask my mom. And he said, what? I said, I have to ask my mom. And so he said, well, you go ask that good mama. So I actually went home, and I'm the youngest of 9 in my family. So all my brothers and sisters looking at me, wondering what I was going to do. So I didn't want them to hear what I had to say because my brothers and sisters sometimes would say, Mama only tell you that because she's mama. So I didn't want them to mess up my plan. So I went and turned my back, and I said, Mama, this man at the boys club said I could be the heavyweight champion of the world. And my mama said, you can, but it's a price you have to pay. And of course, I got upset and walked away because we didn't have no money. So my mama told me, she said, not that price, they gonna hit you. So every time she says she's gonna hit me, I start laughing because I get 3 whoopings a day. So I was a country getting hit, so my mother told me I could hit them back. So I go to the boys club the next day and I tell the man, I said, my mama said I could be the heavyweight champion of the world. The man looked at me and said, what? I said, my mama said I could be the heavyweight champion of the world. So at that time, I weighed 65 pounds. So what happened, the man said, well, okay, then we're gonna fight next week. And I looked at him, so he seen the look on my face. And he said, son, let me tell you something. He said, it's certain thing, a goal and a fantasy. Now, a goal when you want to work at something, a fantasy when you want to be something and not work at it. He said, which is a goal or a fantasy? And I told him, go. He said, okay, then get up there in the ring. And so I tell you that, so this is how my life started. I had a mama who was the real deal. I wasn't the real deal because I just wanted to hit the bag. I didn't really want to get in there to do the work. But I had a mama that made me stick to what I had said. So actually, I fought and I went out there and every time I hit the guy, the guy would cry and I would win. So my coach told me that I took my first step to being the champion. So the second fight, I did the same thing. The third fight, I did the same thing. So I keep winning. Then all of a sudden, the test comes. I had to fight this kid, and his name was Cecil Collins. I hit him, and he hit me back. So when the bell rung, I come to the corner, and I tell my coach asked me, what's wrong? I say, he hit me back. He told me, welcome to boxing. So the next round, I went out there, and you know, it was just a minute round, and when we fought, the bell rang, I came back, complaining, I said, hit him in the stomach. He said, hit him back in the stomach. I go out there the third round, and I give him all my all, and what happened, the bell rang. And when they said the winner, they didn't say Evander Holyfield, they said Cecil Collins. So I started crying. And all of a sudden, I realized that I don't like that man no more. So I tell him I don't like him anymore. And I told him I quit. So I go home and I told my mom what happened, and I told my mama I quit. And my mama told me she didn't. And that kid beat me again. And I started crying, and I told that man I didn't like him no more. But with my mama, I try to go around him. So I figured I won't eat. You got to understand, my nickname is Chuck, because I ain't miss a meal. But I made a sacrifice that I wasn't going to eat that day. And I didn't. But my mama asked, where was I? She asked my brother. My brother said he don't feel good. And so when he said that, that good mama walked in there looking to see what the problem was.